Good morning. Welcome to Level Up Live and Brunch and BS. We've got a special combo for you today, and we are cooking again with Chef Todd. So let's all say hi to Chef Todd. Okay, not sure what happened there. I hope we're back. Can we get a thumbs up? Oh, I see Chef Todd dancing. Okay, great. Can we get a thumbs up that you guys can see us and hear us? Because it keeps like refreshing and kind of freaking out a little bit. So
stupid microphones.
Stupid
technology.
Love it. Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for coming in. And oh my goodness, Scrow's Nest with the Yiddish word of the week. Fabulous. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Appreciate you so much. Make sure you are using the hashtags provided by Nightbot. I actually have a couple of new hashtags this week. One we have already announced on Level Up Live, which was hashtag purple, my favorite color. And there is a new hashtag that I think people will actually stumble across because it is something that you already type in already. Now, pinned at the top is a link, a Zeffy link, because at the same time that we're celebrating, we are going to be doing some fundraising for Helping Hands for Cruising. So in the upper corner, you will see a QR code. If you scan that QR code with your camera, it will take you directly to the Zeffy donation page. Nothing says I love you quite like cash. So thank you very much. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate the thumbs up that you give. But most of all, I appreciate the fact that you are joining us today. And if you can, please contribute to Helping Hands for Cruising. So let's go ahead. Let's go into the comments and let's see who is here. Holy cow, we have got a plethora of people in the house. So as Chet always says, let's say hey to 10 or 70 people. So first one in was Jen with Embarkation Nation. Good morning, Jen. Thank you for the happy birthday wishes. I think that you... Stupid technology. Okay, yeah, we got an uh-oh there. Hang on 1 minute and let me do something that I should have done before. And let me free up some space from a memory perspective. And let's go ahead and see if we can't keep this from continuing to crash on us because boo. Anyway, as I was saying, I do believe, Jen, that you are getting married next weekend. So happy wedding in advance. Fantastic to have you here today. Okay, who else is in the house this morning? Second one in was Scotty J Travel saying happy birthday to Jen. Whoop, whoop. Thank you. Appreciate you and appreciate you being here. Like I said, nothing says I love you quite like cash, so donate now. Denise, Bonefire Travelers is here. Love you, Denise. Big hearts, babe. And Josie Ann is here saying happy birthday. Thank you so much for coming in. And people are shouting out to each other. So great that that happens. And level up day for Jen with one end from the Cruising Liz. This is going to be painful. Okay, let's see what else we can do to hopefully free things up and have this stop crashing. Not sure what's going on, but okay. Anyway, let's get back into it. And I had left off with the cruising lizard. Liz Bebout, thank you so much for being in here, sweetie. And Joe, it is almost 1:30 hours here. Oh my gosh. I know it's tomorrow morning for you. It's very, very late. And I appreciate that you came in just to catch up. Appreciate you being here. Linda, thank you so much for coming in. Appreciate you being here. And I hope that you drop your link by installed on mine. Hi. Okay. Oh my goodness. We are in for a bumpy ride. I may have to actually reboot, as much as I don't want to do that and interrupt the stream, but I may have no choice but to reboot and come back in. It keeps freezing up and it keeps bombing out. So let me go ahead and let me say we will be right back. Technical difficulties. We back. Yee! Hooray. Thank you so much.
So what kind of things were you saying while she was gone?
Oh, they were saying great things because I saw Liz at Carnival Cruise Addict say, while we're waiting, let's donate to this fabulous cause. Thank you so much, Liz. We appreciate you and appreciate your support so much. So let me scroll back up because I was in the middle of saying hello to people and we were bouncing in and out and I'm missing a bunch of comments and I apologize for that. Okay, let's try this again and see. Holy cow, this is really frustrating. And honestly, I've never had this happen on a stream before. So it's interesting. We've had to restart like 3 or 4 times.
Usually guys say it's never happened to me before.
jendotcohen after dark. It turns there. So maybe the camera, maybe it's not. Hang on a second. Actually, I just unplugged your mic since it's not working anyway, and we'll see if that helps at all. Yes, she is back. Fantastic. Clearly not the computer. Yes, we're seeing it's crazy. Yeah. Okay. So Joe is saying hashtags are moist purple tribe HH4C. There is also hashtag coffee to order your favorite beverages, caffeinated beverages and non-caffeinated online. And there is also grrr, arg. This is getting frustrating. Hashtags, again, hashtag moist purple tribe HH4C coffee, and a new one in honor of Captain Controversy, my mod and my friend. So there is one that is actually a hashtag in honor of Captain Controversy. So see if you can figure out what that is. And it is not hashtag moist purple tribe. It is not that. So yes, it is very suspenseful to see if like this broadcast is going to actually continue, if I am going to have to switch to a new computer, if I'm gonna, what am I gonna have to do? Deep breaths, Jen. Have to meditate on this, definitely. I love it. Okay. No, it is not hashtag captain. It is something about Scott. It is something people say about Scott to Scott in hashtags frequently. So let's see if y'all can figure it out. If not, that's okay. So welcome and good day and happy Sunday or Monday, depending on where you are located. I appreciate you. I appreciate that you all are going ahead and trying to figure out what the hashtag is. It is fantastic. It is usually a hashtag or something said by Danny Dizzle, the super supporter. So that is another hint that you have. So it is about Captain Controversy. And it is usually said by Danny Dizzle. So, yep. So hopefully that hint will help. Make sure that you are subscribed to my channel. I am, I believe, 4 people away from my goal of 200. So appreciate that. And Liz, holy cow, Liz got it. It is Scott's fault. And don't blame Scott. Join him instead, and a link to Controversial Cruising. So there we go. Now, this is just getting silly. Okay, let's try stopping the scrolling banner. Have no idea if that's it. Don't know. It is ridiculous. I tried rebooting and that didn't do it. So, and I just went dark again. There we go. Okay. Okay. Sound question mark from Linda. Do we have sound? Is that an issue? I'm not sure. Okay, well, Chef Todd is busily working. So there we go. Law says, damn it, Scott, stop messing with Jen's hookup. And good morning, Chef Todd, from Donna.
2 D's. 2 D's in Todd.
Good morning, Donna. How are you? It's saying sound. Okay, you have found sound. We have found sound and picture for the moment. Okay, it counts for now. Oh my God, no. This is ridiculous and very frustrating. So, Chef Todd, would you like me to switch to the other camera?
No.
Or what would you like to do?
Let's chat for a minute.
Let's chat, shall we?
So, Jennifer asked what she wanted for her birthday, and she said pizza. So, we're doing pizza. I don't know what I was saying. Anyway, I got a couple of appetizers. Got some recipes for everybody. We're going to do some meatballs. We're going to do a burrata and tomato caprese. And then we're going to do some bruschetta a couple different ways. And then I've got 2 different kinds of pizzas today. So I got thin crust. And then I got, Jennifer?
Detroit style.
Detroit style, yes.
Yeah.
So, when you're talking about pizza dough, I'm sure anybody that watches TikTok, God, I hate that thing which shines in my eyes, right? All right. So when you talk about pizza dough, there's a lot of different variables. At the end of the day, pizza is really just flour, water, yeast, salt. Some people put sugar, some people put olive oil. I mean, it just depends on, preference, but it's really about the proteins in the flour. So bread flour, for example, which you would use for Detroit style pizza, will have a higher protein percentage than like a regular all-purpose flour. So typically bread flour is between 12 and 14%. King Midas is a really popular brand. I think that's around 12.7 if I remember correctly. But so using a bread flour for a Detroit style pizza, well, that's because you want the crust to be more like a focaccia crust. So that's why you use bread flour with a higher protein content. It also helps with the higher protein content also helps with the stretchability and the chewiness of the dough. So, it's a little bit different than a thin crust. The thin crust is a little bit lower hydration where, the Detroit style is around 75%. and a thin crust typically is between 60 and 70% hydration. Although you can go a lot of different directions with that. We could talk about that all day, but for in layman's terms, you use a little bit different flour, a little bit different ingredients and quantities. So I created recipes. Jennifer will do what she wants to do with those.
Liz actually just asked. Liz from CCA just asked how much for the recipes. So glad you asked. You're thinking on the right track. So how many recipes are there, Chef Todd?
Well, I mean, I created 3 recipes, one for the Detroit pizza, one for the thin crust, and then for the meatballs.
Wow. Okay. So 3 recipes. How much is that worth?
$1 million. I don't know. You guys decide.
Let's say for every donation, $20 or higher, we will share with you the PDFs of these fabulous recipes that Chef Todd created. And for any donation above of $50 and higher, I will also include the recipes from the Helping Hands for Cruising Dreams in Motion event. So for those of you who didn't get those recipes when they were available, we'll make them available now.
Yay.
Oh my goodness. CCA donated $100. Liz, how do you feel about a cooking class with Chef Todd? Would that be something you are interested in? Because $100 donation is definitely worth that. Oh, okay. Here we go. Let's see. Do we want to switch microphones?
Well, if you want to hear me while I'm over here.
Okay. We're going to try switching mics. Fingers crossed. If we blow up, yeah, then that might be a problem. Okay, hang on. Let's. Okay,
we're back.
Okay, we're back. And Controversial Cruising, Scott is saying, I need to see this. So collab of the year. So here's what they are proposing, Chef Todd. They're proposing a live stream with you and with Liz from Carnival Cruise Addicts, who donated $100 to the cause. And you provide a cooking lesson, and we can go into a side-by-side display of you two together. Okay. Oh, here we go. Let's try this again.
Side by side. I heard that.
Side by side. Side by side. Together forever. That would be fun to watch. I appreciate it. Poor Jen, don't feel bad. Denise, you know what? If this is the worst thing that happens to me today, I am still having a kick-ass day. So not even going to sweat that. Linda says that would be fun to watch. I appreciate it. Yeah, technology is wonderful. Yeah, tech is wonderful when it works. So that would be a really cool collab. So if you're up for it, Liz, let's do that. I think that's a great idea. Oh my goodness. Oh, Denise says it makes my birthday stream memorable. Yes, the stream that would not stick. It definitely is. So, oh, I've leveled up so much, I broke the computer. Not until next year. When I hit level 60, that'll be like big milestone, crazy birthday. So, yes.
Okay. Well, you want to get started?
Let's rock on, babe.
All right. Switch cameras.
Switch cameras. Let's
Switch cameras.
hope for the best here, people.
Can you see me now? Hi, everybody. It's Mr. Hand. Look at that. By the way, I lit that hand on fire when I was in 6th grade.
We're back.
All right, so this is an heirloom tomato. Heirloom tomato. If you're going to do a caprese salad, heirloom tomatoes are really good. Any beefsteak tomato, tomato on the vine, that's all really good. This is burrata cheese. Can anybody tell me what's in the center of burrata cheese?
More burrata cheese?
No. Bueller?
Bueller. Let's see. What's in the middle of burrata cheese as he is slicing this beautiful tomato? Ross with Orange Cone Blog usually is able to answer these questions. Yeah, we're saying Liz is saying cheese. I'm with Liz. More cheese?
Well, yes, that is true. More cheese. But what kind of cheese can I?
Oh, there is a different kind of cheese inside the burrata?
Yes. Cramping my style, man.
We back.
So anyway, the cheese that is inside the burrata is called stracciatella. So I'm going to cut this open so everybody can see what it looks like.
Danny said cheddar.
Cheddar, yes.
Number of people guess lots of mozz.
Yeah, it's stracciatella, so it's like a creamy mozzarella, but I mean it's different than like the fresh mozzarella outside, if you can see that. So anyway,
the cheese, yes, he did, Randy. He cut the cheese.
So you always want to season your tomatoes with a little salt and pepper. Okay, always season a little salt, a little pepper. Okay. Then we're going to put the stracciatella burrata cheese right on top like that. I've got some fresh herbs, a little basil, a little parsley, a little oregano. Okay. And then we're going to finish it off with a little balsamic glaze. So now balsamic glaze is basically taking balsamic vinegar and reducing it until it's a glaze. So I'm just going to drizzle a little bit this on top. Adds a little acidity, a little sweetness to your caprese salad. So this is a white balsamic. You can use a red balsamic if you want. So how does that look?
Delicious.
Yummy.
Yummy.
So Jennifer will get to try that. Here's a fork, darling.
Okay, we're back.
So anyway, that again?
It was. We're back again.
All right, so now since we're using the nice heirloom tomato, I'm going to make. Is that good,
okay,
dear?
2 thumbs way up.
Oh, I'm so glad.
I'm afraid to catch the I'm afraid to change the camera.
Why is that?
Because it keeps crashing.
Oh, well, then leave it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to make a little bruschetta, right? So bruschetta is typically tomato, little herbs. Okay. I'm going to add a little bit of the balsamic glaze, so it's almost the same ingredient. Little salt.
A little salt, a little pepper.
Little pepper. And again, the nice thing about caprese salads is that you can add anything you want. I'm also going to add a little bit of Parmesan cheese. Why? Because I feel like it. Okay. Now I've got some crusty bread.
Can you add alcohol? Asks Shannon.
You can add anything you want. That's the nice thing about a caprese salad or even bruschetta. I'll bet everybody has had bruschetta at a restaurant at one point or another, and it tastes different at each place.
Okay.
Anyway, so
yes, you can definitely add alcohol.
You can definitely add. You can do anything you want because it's bruschetta. I mean, it's basically just the tomatoes and the French bread. You know, crispy French bread. I mean that, and add anything that you want from there. Okay. So here's some, in case you want to see it. See, quick bruschetta.
Quick bruschetta.
Now, let's get a little fancier because I want to. All right. So I'm gonna do a bruschetta with beans. Okay. So I'm gonna add some white beans. Okay. So this is cannellini, and then I'm gonna take a little bit of olive oil. And I'm gonna add it to my pan, and all I want to do is I want to take the olive oil, heat it up, and I want to just flash fry the garlic just a little bit. And this is fresh rosemary that I've got here, fresh from my body and onto your plate. Yes, dear. Okay. So I'm just going to add a little bit of garlic, and this is only going to take like 10 seconds, and I'm going to fry the garlic and the rosemary. Okay. So all I'm doing with this now is it's just giving it a little bit of color and a little bit of flavor. I'm going to mix that in with the beans. Okay. Right. Exactly. All right. And then now that I've got that, I've made some pickled red onion. Okay. And all I did was white wine vinegar, and red onion. You could use shallot. You can do pretty much anything you want. So that's going to add a little bit of acidity to that. Okay. A little bit of salt. A little bit of pepper. Okay. And then, oops, it's right here. I'm going to add a little bit of orange zest. And a little bit of lemon zest.
Oh my goodness. The Cruising Lizard just donated $100.
All right, Lizard.
All right, Lizard. Holy cow. Holy cow. Thank you so much. She says, I was going to send you a candygram, but opted for a $100 donation instead. I appreciate that more than the candygram. And trust me, the size of my backside appreciates the donation more than the candygram.
So, got the beans. I'm going to add a little bit more heirloom tomato. It's a different color tomato.
And Shannon asks, Chef Todd, is there a benefit to tossing in the pan that way versus using a utensil?
What do you mean?
Is it just technique when you were like tossing the garlic around?
Well, that's, yeah, I mean, yeah, you can use a utensil. It doesn't matter. I mean, it's just, you know, that's more, it's more like a chefy thing. So
it's a chefy thing.
It's a chefy thing.
It's a chefy thing.
Although, you know, it doesn't really make sense. It doesn't really make sense to toss in a pan on an electric stove, because obviously now you're taking it off of the stove. So, but that's a whole nother story. All right, so now I've got a little bit of the tomato. I've got the beans, and a little bit more French bread.
Oh, delish. Delish.
Delish. Exactly.
I need more bread.
More bread.
More bread. Now, let me ask Chef Todd, are all of these different variations included in the recipes that you created for today?
They could be.
Did you hear that? For a mere $20 donation today, 2 pizza recipes and a gaggle of bruschetta recipes for a $20 donation.
So there you go.
Ooh,
this one I'm tasting myself. So
fantastic. Lori Barber, thank you so much for coming in.
The beans make it for sure.
And we're back.
All right. That was pretty delicious, I have to say. Okay, so
I was in the middle of saying, I apologize here, for a $20 or more donation, you will get the recipes from today. Shannon says, I always knew you were full of beans. Dad joke, you loved it.
All right, so let's talk about
a $50 or more donation where you get all of the recipes from today and all of the recipes from Chef Todd when he went live on the Dreams in Motion Marathon, which was a set of 6 recipes. Please continue, Chef Todd.
All right, we're going to start with our first pizza. Okay. So put a little flour on your work surface. So you can see, I mean, this pizza dough, this, like I said, is about 62% hydration. I mean, it's pretty flexible.
Linda asked, do you chill the dough?
So that's a really good question. So yes, when I'm doing a pizza dough, I will typically
He will typically
I will typically let it sit in the fridge for a couple of days. That's one way to ferment it, is a cold ferment like that. You know, if you want to do it same day, you can just let it, you know, rise, punch it down a couple times, and then use it same day. You just get a lot more flavor when you're doing a cold ferment. So,
excellent question.
Very good question.
Thank you, Linda. And remember, we've got 18 in the house. If you have not already given us a thumbs up and you're enjoying it, please do. We like it, and it feeds our egos. Joe Hupp is going to say goodnight. Thank you so much for coming in. I appreciate it. It is 2:10 in the morning there for you. So please go to bed. Good night. And thank you so much for coming in, Joe. We appreciate you.
We do appreciate you. So, as I'm working this dough, you can do it, like I said, a couple different ways. You don't want to overwork the dough, but you do want to, if you're going to do a thin crust, the way I'm doing it like this, I'm not really pulling. I'm just letting gravity do the work. And yes, I can throw it up in the air, but that's silly. Anybody that actually does that.
It's a show.
That's a show.
It's all for a show.
That's right.
That's okay. That's, it's an entertaining show.
It is an entertaining show. Welcome back, my friends, to the show that never ends. So.
Pizza.
Pizza. That's right, Leo. All right, so I like to use cornmeal on the board. I'm going to show you that in a sec. So I like to put cornmeal on here, and that does two things. One, I liked a little bit of the texture of the cornmeal. Okay, but it also helps the pizza crust. Helps the pizza crust slide. So.
And we would prefer that it slides as opposed to sticks.
That's right.
And thank you so much, Denise from Bone Tired Traveler. She has donated $20 and will receive all of the recipes shown in today's show without blackouts.
That's right. Got pizza flour all over my chest. All right, so I like to use San Marzano tomatoes for my pizza sauce. Okay. The San Marzano tomatoes, these come in tomato puree. They just have a much better flavor profile. Now, the difference between a pizza sauce for a thin crust pizza and typically a Detroit style is the Detroit style pizza usually cook the pizza sauce because you get strips that are layered. All right. So anyway, I'm going to add some garlic. I'm going to add some basil. And you can use fresh basil if you want, but I typically just use dry. I'm going to add a little bit of oregano. You could use Italian seasoning if you want. I like a little bit of sweeter sauce, so I'm going to add a little bit of sugar. And a little bit of crushed red pepper. Pretty standard pizza sauce. Okay. Wash the hands. All right, so.
Cleanliness?
What?
What?
That's crazy talk.
Lori is asking, did the price of tomatoes go up with the tariffs? I use them, but have a small stash of them.
So that's a good question. So anything coming.
Okay, so we were talking about tariffs.
So
please continue, Chef Todd.
So anything coming from another country, like tomatoes that come from Italy, chances are, yeah, there will be a an added expense. But a lot of tomatoes come out of California. So all right, so there's your where's my, here it is. So there's your pizza sauce. I'm going to put a little bit of Pecorino Romano cheese. Okay. And then we'll do half of it sausage. How's that sound? Half cheese. So I like to put the sausage underneath. I think that the oil from the sausage helps flavor the sauce.
So Todd likes tucking his sausage underneath.
That's right. You can put it on top. I mean, you know, I'm sure everybody's been to pizza places. They do it a million different ways. Everybody's got their own way of doing things. Then the other piece is you don't want to overload it with cheese. You just want to put just enough to cover the top.
I always thought there was no such thing as too much cheese, Chef Todd.
Well, for pizza, because you want the crust to remain crispy, if you put too much sauce, too much cheese,
that makes sense.
That would be a bad thing. So the cheese blend that I'm using right now is a mozzarella and provolone mix. I like both cheeses. Add a little bit as far as flavor, and then you know, the nice pull on the cheese. So ruh-roh. Runaway piece of cheese.
Oh, okay.
Don't you hate when that happens?
Pretty minor ruh-roh around here today.
That's right. All right, so there you go. It slides.
I thought San Marzano tomatoes had to come from Italy, or is that the puree that allows them to sell as San Marzano?
Well, that's interesting you say that, because there's two different things. There's tomatoes out there that are California tomatoes that are called San Marzano style, but they're not really San Marzano tomatoes. And then there's actual San Marzano tomatoes that do come from Italy. So what did I just knock down?
You just dropped
What was
nothing.
That? Nothing?
It's no big deal.
It came off of my chef coat.
Came off of your chef coat.
So anyway, so while that pizza's cooking.
Wait a minute. Lost connection with the camera. Hang on.
Uh-oh.
There we go. We're back.
Hey. So
what's the oven temp, Chef Todd?
Oh, I'm sorry. So you want to go as hot as possible. So I do 500 degrees for mine. You know, I have one of those uni pizza ovens that's like a pellet uni pizza oven that you can, you know, do outside pizzas. That gets up to almost 800 degrees.
Those are delicious.
Those are delicious. So I made these for Jennifer last night. So this meatball recipe is a really kick-ass meatball.
That's a good meatball.
That's a good meatball.
And
the nice thing about this meatball recipe is I use beef and pork, so ground beef and ground pork, and then on top of that I add ricotta cheese and some of that Pecorino Romano cheese, and then a bunch of herbs, salt, pepper. It's a really cool recipe. The meatballs come out nice and tender. You don't want to overwork your meatballs, so you just want to get them to be solid. And then we're going to put these in the pan and get these rolling.
Wow.
Get a little color on there, and then we'll finish them in the oven, and we'll have some delicious meatballs. What?
Lost the camera for a sec.
We're back in the saddle again.
For a calzone, would the dough be the same as pizza dough?
You can, yeah, pretty much, yes. Calzones, you can pretty much use the same pizza dough. I would use the thin crust pizza dough and not the Detroit style pizza dough.
Okay, and are you using a stone or a similar thing with the oven wrap?
That's a very good question. So yes, I have a 3/4 inch thick pizza stone in my oven. So
I know you heard that evil giggle, Denise. Chef Todd is not playing along with the innuendo this morning for some reason, which is okay. He's keeping it Brunch and BS live and not Brunch and BS after dark.
I have no idea what you're talking about. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cook off this pizza sauce for the Detroit style pizza.
Yummy.
Yummy.
He is in business mode.
Yeah, I'm working on it. All right, so the other tomato that's really good, actually, and I didn't use it this time. I like the Muddy Parma crushed tomatoes. These are really good too. So, and again, all it's in there is tomatoes, sea salt. I mean, that's it. I mean, it's a really fresh.
Can you show the front of that again, please?
Muddy.
Muddy.
Good product. So.
And is that a U.S.-based product or is that an Italy-based
Oh, no,
product?
that's definitely an Italy-based product.
That's definitely an Italy product. Okay.
Let's see. Where is it from? From Parma, Italy.
Parma, Italy.
There you go.
Love it. So how many people in the stream have actually had Detroit-style pizza before? I'd like you to weigh in on that. Because that's something that was relatively new in my world. And I enjoy it very much. Oh, there's the meatballs. And Chef Todd, did you say that a donation today would include the meatball recipe?
Yes, it will.
Fantastic. Well, I know 3 people who are getting the meatball recipe.
Ooh, pizza's going good. All right, so need to season this a little bit.
So Lori says they eat thin crust mostly, and Linda says heard of it, never had it. And Liz says New Yorker here always thin crust.
You know what? I'm a thin crust person as well.
He is.
But what I will tell you is that I really like the Detroit style pizza.
It is delicious.
It's really good.
And if you already like bread, if you already like focaccia bread, it is delicious. That's like already a win there. Okay, now normally Brunch and BS Live goes for 1 hour. We're going to actually let Chef Todd continue because to my knowledge, nobody else is live after it. So after us. So we're going to keep going and let him finish his pizza.
Yes. All right. So
Liz says she's a carbaholic, but she will give it a shot.
All right. So here, this pan is a very special pan. Jennifer actually bought this for me. This is a blue steel pan. So it's made specifically for Detroit style pizza. So if you go to anywhere in Detroit, they typically are making their pizza in this blue steel pan. You can use cast iron, you can use regular, but this conducts heat really well. And with a Detroit style pizza, if anybody's ever been to Pequod's Pizza in Illinois, they have that really caramelized crust around the edges. That's what makes a Detroit style pizza. So what we're going to do now is we're going to add olive oil to the pan, and the whole idea is we're almost going to be frying the pizza dough. Okay, we're going to spread this around.
And Shannon says, I normally don't like pizza crust, and I loved the Detroit style crust last week. I can only imagine how it is fresh.
That's exactly right. So let's take a look, see how our other pizza's going. Still got a little time. All right. So as you can see, this pizza dough is a lot more hydrated than the thin crust. I mean, this is like...
Is it moist?
It is moist because it's hydrated. So basically what you want to do is you want to be really gentle with this, and you want to get this out to the edges. Okay. And once you get this out to the edges, then we'll start dressing the pizza.
Thanks for coming in, Rallo69. Appreciate you. Aaron says looks borderline sticky, just a touch.
Yes. So, and that is a really good eye. So that is because it's a really high hydration at 75%. It is sticky. That's why one of the other reasons that you put a lot of olive oil in there.
So it doesn't stick.
So it doesn't stick. All right, we're going to let it rest for a minute.
Okay, now I'm going to reinforce the deal that we have today to celebrate my leveling up. We are selling Chef Todd's recipes. So a $20 or more donation will get all of the recipes from today's show, including both pizza recipes, the meatball recipes, and recipe, and the bruschetta recipes. And that's a plural because remember, it was a gaggle of bruschetta.
A gaggle of bruschetta.
I'm not sure if it's a gaggle, a herd, a pack, a murder. I'm not sure what it is. But anyway, yeah. Okay, so anyway, $20 or more donation will get you all of these fabulous recipes from today. A $50 or more donation will get you not only all of the recipes from today, but it will also get you the recipes from when Chef Todd was live during the Helping Hands for Cruising Dreams in Motion Marathon. And that is a set of 6 delicious recipes. So you will get those also. And a donation of $100 or more gets you a one-on-one cooking lesson online with Chef Todd. And I see that Jimmy, the astute tourist, has come in. Oh my goodness, look at that pizza, people.
How does that look?
That looks delicious.
So anybody like listen to the crackle? Can you hear that?
Oh.
Snap, crackle, and pop.
Oh, that's a thing of beauty, people. That is a thing of beauty. So far, 3 people have contributed and have claimed the recipes from today's show. Again, for a mere $20, you get all of those recipes. And Jimmy says, damn, I want some so bad. Well, keep in mind that Chef Todd is going to be the culinary specialist for next year's Helping Hands for Cruising Fan Fest that is being scheduled and coordinated now. Oh my goodness, look at that.
There you go.
That is a thing of beauty.
All right, let's finish up this Detroit style pizza.
Here we go. Back to the Detroit style.
Let's have a second to rest. All right, so here's the thing about the Detroit style pizza.
Yummy.
Detroit style pizza uses a little bit different blend of cheese. Brick cheese is the cheese of choice for Detroit style pizza. So I have some brick cheese in this cheese blend, but I like mozzarella, and I added some mozzarella to the brick cheese. So you go to Detroit. Typically, Detroit will be just brick cheese. They might add some other things, but you put the you put the ingredients first. So we're going to do pepperoni for this one, because who doesn't like pepperoni? And then the cheese, and then, like I said, just a layer of the sauce on top. And you can put as much pepperoni or whatever you want on top of the pizza. But
Linda doesn't like pepperoni. Shannon is actually reminding all of us that yesterday was Jimmy's birthday. So happy birthday, Jimmy. Level up, man.
All right, so there's your pepperoni. And then now, here's the key. You put the cheese all around the edges first, like this. So what happens is the oil from the cheese will caramelize the edge of the crust. And then you put the cheese over the top.
Ooh, nice. Nice. Here we go. And Scott with Controversial Cruising says, I have a very special gift for Jimmy and everyone right after my live. Ooh, on his channel. Fantastic.
All right.
If you want the link to Scott's channel, all you have to do is type in hashtag Scott's Fault, and it will give you a link to Scott's channel.
So you do it in strips as opposed to all over the top. So when you cut it, there will be sauce in the center of each slice.
Ooh, that's interesting.
Right?
That's different.
So there you go. So that's what it looks like raw, and then we're going to throw this in the oven.
And we will be done before Linda Cohen goes free. Linda Cohen goes live in 27 minutes. So we will be out of the way.
That's right.
Cruising Wizard says, I was today years old when I learned brick cheese is an actual cheese and not just a brick of any cheese. Thanks, Chef Todd.
There you go.
And while all of you are making use of the hashtags, make sure that you use hashtag tribe to drop your own YouTube link so people can find you.
All right. So here are the meatballs.
Oh, that's a good meatball.
A little fresh herb on top.
Ooh. What kind of herbs, Chef Todd?
That is parsley, basil, and oregano. And a little pecorino romano.
Ooh.
So there you have it. Meatballs.
Oh, ha, 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 ha. Where's my fork?
There's your fork. Ooh, that looks good. It's going to be hot, Jennifer, by the way.
Yeah, I can see that.
So don't burn yourself.
I am not. I am going to let it cool off. I just want people to see the consistency of this meatball is so moist, hashtag moist, and delicious.
That is a good meatball.
That's a good meatball.
I would put it in your hand like in Wedding Singer, but, you would burn your hand off. So, not bad.
Shannon says your balls look good, Todd.
Oh, thank you. Well, I'm going to quality check the pizza because... All right, just an FYI, okay? Look at this. 0 flop. No flop.
Yes, he has hot and moist balls.
All right, pizza came out good.
Pizza is amazing. Awesome, awesome, awesome.
I can go up.
Danny Dizzle, were you in?
You can go back to your camera.
I hope I can go back to my camera. I'm going to try because you still got the other pizza to go.
Yeah, it's going to take a little time.
Okay, let's keep our fingers crossed, folks. I'm going to try switching cameras. So let's see if this works. Hello. And hopefully it won't blow up. Fantastic. How moist are they? Oh, wait, wrong show. Yeah, this is a match game, but still, it works.
All right.
It works.
Everybody, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jennifer. Happy birthday to you. Mwah.
Thank you, sweetie.
You're welcome, darling. Make a wish.
What a surprise. This is so sweet. What kind of, is this a cheesecake?
Oreo cheesecake.
Oreo cheesecake. The man knows the way to my heart.
Hello, 35 years, honey.
And he does pay attention. Oh my goodness. I am going to put this to the side because I have all kinds of pizza and other yummy stuff to still consume. So awesome. Thank you so much, sweetie. I appreciate it. Thank you. I appreciate him so much.
The pizza's really good.
How good is it?
Really good.
Okay, I have to dig in on the pizza now. Like he said, no flop. So Chef Todd is not only hot and moist, but also good. Oh, that came out great.
I know it did.
That is delicious.
Of course it is.
Of course it is. I'm not surprised. I'm just saying. I can still say.
Yes, you can.
Delish. Love it, love it, love it, love it. I'm saving room for the Detroit style. If you would like to make these amazing recipes for yourself, a mere $20 donation. Well,
Cheers, baby.
Kinkies.
Non-alcoholic, FYI.
That's what I say. Pound it, Chef Todd. Thank you.
You're welcome, honey.
You are a doll. A mere $20 donation to support Helping Hands for Cruising goes directly to the recipient. It will make a difference in someone's cruise, in someone's experience, and you will get all of the recipes from today. Both pizza recipes, the meatball recipes, and the gaggle of bruschetta recipes. Direct to your inbox in a PDF format. So you can create it all yourself. So here we go. As Ronnie from the Traveling Gilbert says, feel so. Where's my birthday dance chest? Dance for Todd and Jen's birthday. It's right here, Danny.
There you go.
30-second dance party, kids. Awesome. Not a dance break, 30-second dance party. Okay, there is a distinction. Awesome. So glad that you guys are here. You are making this such a wonderful birthday, such a special birthday. We have already raised $220 to to benefit Helping Hands for Cruising just on this live stream.
Stupid.
And we're back. Okay. You like the dance that Chef Todd did? Awesome. He is, yeah. Boots and pants and boots and pants. Yeah, fade to black again, definitely. So I was saying we've already raised $220 to benefit Helping Hands for Cruising. That's substantial. That is someone's onboard credit. That is the excursions that someone's going to get to go on. That counts a lot. So please make sure you donate if you'd like the rest. And we fade to black again. Anyway, if you would like to support Helping Hands for Cruising, please do. It's a wonderful organization. If you haven't already subscribed to their YouTube channel, please do. And here is the Detroit style pizza.
Ooh, can you hear it sizzling?
Hear it sizzling? Should I touch it? Is it hot?
Don't touch it.
It's not hot. It's not hot.
It's freaking hot.
And Jimmy says if you're going to have one, you might as well have a moist one. That is awesome. And Scott's going to make me a super chat with that dance. I love it. You screenshotted it. Perfect. I love you. You have such good timing. Fabulous. Thank you all so much. What else do you have to show us, teach us, tell us today, Chef Todd?
Cooking is fun, and it's not as complicated as it looks. And you know what? You just try different things and you figure out what works for you. That's what I did. So, you know, just make sure that that you're, you know, enjoying what you're doing. All right. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for joining.
Thanks, everybody. Have a wonderful, wonderful Sunday.
Mwah.
Wait a minute. You didn't wait for me. We're going to do a big dating game kiss.
Ready? Mwah.
Take care, everyone.